Okay, so we discussed theoretically what is decal downloadable ASEAN. Now let's do lab. Okay, so this is my lab, the same lab which we will use. Here is I have one system here. I will use this system, this window system, okay, which is non-domain PC and is connected to 0/2 interface of Cisco switch. Okay, and this is one of the server and our infrastructure with IP address 192.168.100.12. okay, rest of the thing you already know. So what I want to restrict PC2. So when employees connect to this from this PC, so allow them to access this server. But if anyone else connect to this network, so don't allow them this server. Suppose we are using a decal for this purpose. Otherwise you can use them for many purpose. This just an example, like here. Suppose if employees connect, permit IP any, but if contractor connect, deny them to that server and permit rest of everything. That's what we want to do here. Okay, so this is our lab. We have two ISE with HA configure, ISE1 and ISE2. Here in this lab we will use ISE1, no need of ISE2. It's a backup. We have Active Directory and also a DHCP, also DNS, FTP, NTP and certificate authority with 230 IP. We know this is our wireless LAN controller and this is the switch. VLAN are already in place and configure, and this is our edge router for internet purpose. Okay, and the PC which I want to use is this one, which is non-domain PC, and this is my management PC to access this server, which is here 230, and also to access ISE1 and graphic. So it's here. Let me log in, by the way, admin and abc@12345. So this is my lab and these are the detail you already know. Let me show you. ISE primary IP address is 100.210, which I just log in, this one. Okay, and 220 is secondary ISE. 230 is our Active Directory DNS certificate server IP address. Domain which we have and we configure as test.local. Test user which we will use is E1. Anyway, we will use contractor as well. You know, we have these group which we already created here. If I go to my Active Directory user and computer, let me show you again. Maybe you forgot, we already created few groups and user. So there is contractor with C1 and employees with E1. Okay, this is our target user. The VLAN which we will test is VLAN 20. VLAN subnet is 20 definitely, and gateway is 20. We already know, we already created in switch to these gateway. Show IP interface brief. If you remember from first 2-3 classes, so that's the gateway. What else next? Yeah, the switch we will use is switch 2. In our topology, we're gonna use this switch 2. So let me minimize this, the switch which we will test. Okay, what else you need to know? Yeah, so management IP of the switch is 100. So let me go back, this the management VLAN, and we will use this IP to register this device in Cisco ISE. Okay, what else? The interface which we will use is Ethernet. Anyway, it's not important. In this case I will use 0/2 interface. Okay, but at least you need to know. Decal name, you can give them any name. We will say decal test and decal test 1, and the profile name we will give them deny ISE profile. Anyway, it's not important, but you can give any name and whatever you like. First we need to configure .1x, either MAB, to test this decal, because these decal can be used with .1x and these decal can be used with MAB, both configuration. So let me copy this configuration, by the way. So let me copy from here and let me apply to the switch. Okay, so let's go to switch and let go to configuration, and let me paste these let me control C and right click to paste them. But I put the detail on interface 0/1. I need under the interface E0/2. So E0/2, where my test PC is connected, this one 0/2. So I will go to interface E0/2 and I will apply the same configuration of this interface. So control C and paste here. So it's apply. Let's check out show running interface E0/2. So you can see now that description is window 10. The test VLAN will be 20. Switch mode is access, and authentication event fail. Try next method, and host mode is multi authentication. We know this one. Authentication order is first it will check .1x. If not available, then it will check MAB authentication. Authentication port control is auto. We already discussed this one. And MAB is configure. .1x is enabled under this interface. This the time period, and port fast is enabled. That's it. So now this switch is ready, by the way. So if switch is ready, this is our target system. So right now if I try before decal, because this switch is already we register, by the way, we already registered with ISE. Okay, let's follow to show you. Next, if we need to register the switch with ISE for radius purpose, so we need to go there. By the way, we already done for .1x, so it should be there. So if I go to network device, in case if it is not, then you need to add here. So I already add here switch 2. This the model number, this the software version, and this the key which they are using, test 123. Okay, this the IP address, management IP I use, and this the SNMP detail. I also enable SNMP. So this part is already done because we configure this switch for our .1x previously. So that's why it's here. Otherwise you need to add them. So this part is done, by the way. It's here in case if it is not. So that's the way how to add them. Then we need .1x authentication policy. Again, we create this policy previously in .1x. So if I go to policy set, so I believe we already have a policy set for .1x. Let's check out. So I'm in policy set. So when it's come, I believe we already create a .1x policy for our Active Directory sequence. So let's see now. It's taking time, then it will show. Okay, so I believe we already done with this one, and even authorization policy is done, which we done previously. This time we will modify, but at least it has to be there. So this the way I believe is there. Let me change them and go back maybe sometime. Okay, it's come up now, but I just need to refresh the browser, and I need to go back to policy set to show you the policy has to be there for .1x, because we are trying to use .1x for decal. Okay, so let's see. And when it's come up, so let's go to policy set. Yes, so the policy is already there. We create previously .1x policy set. This the description, and we say if .1x come with default network access, and when you click here, so you can see authentication policy is already there. Use AD and internal store. This the sequence which we created, and then I hope so authorization is already there. Yes, so authorization policy say that if a user or domain computer permit access, so this part is already done, even though we will modify. No need of this one because we are using non-domain PC. Otherwise this group policy, what they will do, they will push the .1x, they will enable the supplicant .1x supplicant. So we don't need this one, but if you need, you can enable, and we enable previously, by the way. If I go back for .1x, we enable this policy, group policy, and I believe we enable for .1x and previously, so no need to create this policy, by the way, as well. So let me go to policy and right click here, edit the policy. Okay, and now let's check out, go to here, policies, computer, okay, window setting. Okay, and window setting, we have security setting. So just a minute, it will take time to fetch them. Here is security setting, and security setting we already create wire. Yes, there .1x rule. So wire, it will push and it will enable .1x, it will use MS chip, and then it will not use the certificate, and it will use MS chip and domain user. So we already pushed this policy as well, so no need of this one as well, we already done. In case if you are doing from scratch, so you need to do this one. Now coming to the main part, downloadable ACL. Now we need to create downloadable ACL from where? From Cisco ISE. I will change this policy because what we want to achieve, that if employees connect, give them full permission, and if contractor connect, don't give them permission to this server 100.12. This what we want to check. By the way, everything is configured. So if I try login here, I will access each and everything because there is no restriction. So let's go first to connect here. Let me connect through .1x. I believe .1x is enabled or not, because this is non-domain PC. I need to enable myself. So setting, certificate is not enabled. This one is not domain PC. And here I will replace the credential. Suppose test E1 employee. First let's check out employee, that if employee connected, yeah, password is correct. Okay and okay and okay. So it will try to connect, and I will get 20 IP. Okay, because we are using VLAN 20, I put them the detail. Yeah, I get the IP, and I believe I will access this server 100.12 graphically, whatever I like. I can ping them, I can access them, because it's a web server. So I hope so there will be no restriction. So if I type 192.168.100.12, this is the server. Okay, so let's see. Okay, 192.168.100.12. Okay, let's see, can I access, and let me ping them as well. So let me ping 192.168.100.12, and I believe I need to ping them as well if the IP is correct. So let's see, I need to check the IP as well. Okay, so I cannot access this server. Let me try my ISE IP. ISE IP is 210. Yeah, I can ping 210. Yeah, the thing is this server gateway is wrong. Okay, so what I can do, just give me a minute, let me fix this server. Let me stop this server and fix the IP address. Okay, so let's fix the gateway. Let me go to startup configuration and server. So server IP, yeah, I put wrong gateway. Let me fix this. This is 254 rather than 1. 100.12, each and everything is okay. That's it. And let me start this Docker again. Okay, and let's check out now that everything is okay this time, and then I can ping them from my PC. But first I need to check. So go to this one and type fconfig ethernet 0. Yeah, it's 100.12 and then route. I just need to check the gateway again. By mistake I remember I put wrong gateway, so that's why. So let me check this time. Yeah, gateway is 100.254, and this time I will ping them as well and I will access. So you see I can access Ubuntu 192.168.100.12 this server. Okay, and I will ping them as well because there is no restriction. So let me CLS, and this the IP 12. Yes, I can ping. I can ping this server, I can do telnet, I can do SSH, I can do HTTP, I can do HTTP, each and everything, because we did not put any restriction. Now coming to restriction part. Okay, now you may thinking because you are connected as a employees. If I go to live log, so yes, I am connected from this window PC as a employee user. Let me connect them as a contractor as well. So you see I am using E1, and E1 is from employees. Test this one, employees. Okay, so it's true. Let me change them. Again I will get access as an employee, either as a contractor. So let me go to this one and go to properties, go to authentication, additional setting, and replace the credential. And this time I will say that this time let me do it as a where is, sorry, here is, let me replace. Okay, so I cannot type something, so let me do it again. So let me for some reason I cannot type, so let me do it one thing. Okay, let me log off, or let me close and open again. Okay, and now let's see, can I do it? So I need to go back to this one, change setting, and from here properties, authentication, additional setting, and replace user. Yeah, I can do not. So test, and this time C1 contractor, and ABC at the rate 12345. Yeah, ABC1235. Again I will authenticate. So now it will authenticate again, and this time it will be replace E1, the last one. Yeah, so if I refresh, it will be C1 this time. Yeah, C1. Again I authenticate, and again I can access this, and I can ping. Yeah, I can ping the server, and if I try to web 192.100.12, yes, I can access this web server as well as any user, because there is no restriction, and this is our target to put restriction, and for that purpose we can configure decal. Now if you have 1,000 switches, you can put ACL here as well, and then you apply to these interfaces, but that is a huge task. Can we make a policy that when we create an ISE, so from 1,000 switches, whenever user try as an employee, to give them full access, and when it is a contractor, give them limited access? Yes, this is what we want. So I need to go to identity service engine, and policy need to go result, and we need to go to authorization. Here is these two our target. This is our target, downloadable ACL. Click on that one. There is some default one. I need to create my own. Click on add. Okay, and I will say decal. This is for employee. Decal employees, and for employees we say that I want to permit IP any to any, permit IP any to any, and you can check this decal is valid. Yeah, suppose if you type wrongly and we want to use IPv4, so this is decal for employees. Submit. Now I need to create another decal. You can type either contractor. Suppose I want for contractor, what you want, I want to permit what to type, what to give them. Suppose I want to deny ICMP any host 192.168. Our web server was this one 12, and also I can deny TCP any host 192.168.100.12, and rest of the thing I want to permit IP any. Let me check it is okay or not. Yeah, so decal is okay. So I just deny ICMP that this server cannot ping this. This is our web server, and deny for TCP communication, and rest of them permit IP any. Just you can be more specific, but just for test purpose. So decal is okay, and I then click submit. So now I have two decal. So my decal are ready. Now to use these decal, okay, here I choose something different, but it's okay. So if you want to use these decal, you need authorization profile to call them, these two decal. So again we need to create one above. There is authorization profile, otherwise you cannot use them. That's the way it is work. So there is some default, but anyway we need to create our own. So here, and I will create my authorization profile. Authorization for who? For employee, and I will say access except employees. So access will be accept, and here I will call the decal. Click on this decal and it's collect automatically, otherwise you can choose from here. This is the employee one and this is the contractor. Okay, so I said decal employee. Okay, that's it, and we don't need to change anything. We will come to this thing again. So I create authorization profile and I call this decal which we create and downloadable, and submit. Now I need to create another authorization profile. So I would say authorization, and here this will be contractor, and here I will call the contractor one. So click on this one, and the one which we create decal contractor, choose that one and submit. Done. So now our downloadable ACL are ready, our authorization profile are ready. Now we need to use them in our policies. Go back to policy set, the policy set which we create previously. Click here, and authentication, it's okay. If it is a .1x, authenticate them with internal and external and whatever, the whole sequence. But in authorization, here I will put restriction. Now authorization policy will be created for employees separately. Authorization policy employee. Either let me make them more simple. Authorization employee. Here I will change the rule that if the external group equal to employees, that's the employees, yeah. This is our group employees here. I told you many times, yeah. If I go to Active Directory, so that's the employees. I choose this group. That if the group is employee, now I change the rule, and domain computer leave it. Give them that employee authorization profile which we just created, and remove this one, just authorization employee. Now I will make one below, new row, okay, and this authorization rule will be for contractor. For contractor, I would say that let's go to our Active Directory external group. If the group is contractor, and we need to put the machine one as well. Sometime machine will not authenticate, and external group is domain computer, even though it's not required. Anyway, let me put them as a R. If the group is equal to contractor, this is contractor, give them authorization contractor. You get what I'm saying? And save. So now I create two policies. Authorization policy. Authentication is okay. Everybody can authenticate if they are coming from .1x. But when they reach to authorization, contractor will get different authorization and employee will get a different authorization. So employee will get full access and contractor will be limited. They cannot ping that our web server, and they cannot do TCP, any type of TCP. You remember in Decal? Now let's test how we can test them. So for test purpose, first let me clear the authentication from here. Enable show authentication session. Session is already there, yeah? So clear authentication session. First clear from here, and now let's go to Windows PC and close this one, and this time let me disable it. And which user I'm using, by the way? I believe I'm login. Let me enable it, whatever the user is. I believe you are using contractor. Yes, yeah. So now let's see and connect again. So as a contractor, now I connect this time. I will get access right away. Let's see, now I get the IP. Yeah, I get the IP. Okay. So now I get the session again. So if I say show authentication session, so yes, I get the session, but let me show you something. So now I connected as a contractor, and let me go to the switch again and say show authentication session interface E0/2 detail. And here is this what I want to show you. They say that there is a policy attached, ACL, and the ACL is Decal contractor. Yes, so it's download automatically to Cisco switch. So now what will happen? This Windows PC will never ping that server again, because you put this restriction here. Look at now, as a contractor, because it say that the user login as C1 right now, test C1, which is from contractor, so we assign them contractor Decal, and it is contractor Decal. So in contractor Decal, somebody put that he cannot ping. Let me show you these ACL. Let me copy, and if I say show IP access list, I need to copy this. Here is, look at, they say that ICMP is denied to 12, TCP is denied to 12, and rest of the thing they can ping. Okay, so can I ping my ISE, which is 210? Yes, but I cannot ping 12 because of this downloadable ACL. I hope this point is clear. So I show you from here, it will show you here is download automatically to my Cisco switch. I did not create here, I create them in my ISE. And if I go to ISE and go to Radius Live Logs, I can show you from here. Look at that C1 is login, so they will get these ACL, these Decal. Let's see these Decal. Click on here, let me show you. So these are the Decal name, contractor, and let's go down. These ACL will be mentioned here as well. Here is deny ICMP any to this IP, deny TCP to this IP and permit IP any as a Cisco AV. We will discuss AV with this one, but it's here and it's mentioned here and it's mentioned here as well, and also it's mentioned here with this user automatically, and it's also mentioned in the switch downloadable ACL is download, and I show you from show IP access list as well. Done. And I test them. I cannot ping. I can ping each and everything. I can ping 230. Yes, sorry, 230. My Active Directory. I can ping 210. I can ping my gateway 254. But the only thing I cannot ping 12, where there is a restriction. Let's see, can I access them from web? If this is coming under TCP, so I will not access them. No. Yes, come up. It means that TCP is wrong, which I put them. Either it can be the previous, so I need to go like this as well. Sometimes it's issue of this one, because it's getting from cache, so that's why it can be the issue. So you see, I cannot access. It's for sure. Now it's okay, and even you can see the logs as well, the heads. Yeah. So let me close this one. Let me close this one, and let me minimize this one. Now let's change to employees and see what is their difference. So right click here, go to properties, and this time an additional setting, I will replace the credential to test, and this time I will say E1 with the password abc@12345. Yes, it's correct. And now this time is a employee I login. So I will be authenticate again, and this time I will get full access. Control. Okay, let me close the switch to that I can show you again from the top. And let's see now, show authentication session interface E0/2 detail. Okay, and now let's see, look at its change. Now it says the decal is employees, because the user is employees, and due to this ACL, if I try show access list, and if I check this decal, so permit IP any is download to this Cisco ISE. Let's go to window and try, can I ping the same server which I wasn't before? Yes, it will be. Look at, just before when we test as a contractor, it was not pingable, and after as a employee login, we can ping them, because decal changes per your policy automatically. And also from switch perspective, I download now this time this ACL. When you type this command, show authentication session under the interface, so I say this the MAC address, this the interface, this the IP address, get this system from 20 range, this the username, this the authorization from data domain, multi authentication method we are using, and the detail extra, this user get this decal automatically. And if I go to ISE and refresh here, this E1, he get this ACL. It's mentioned here as well. And if I click here and go there, this the download successful, and go down, here is. Now you can see is permit IP any decal is download. So we verify from here, then we verify from switch, and also you can type show IP access list, either show access list, and then we test from PC, so I can ping each and everything. And by the way, if I go to browser, I can access the server as well, because it's permit any, so there will be no issue. Even if I go as a private browsing and type 192, So I hope so I will access this server, yes, because there is no restriction. So it's I believe it's quite clear to you the difference. Okay, and what is downloadable ACL? Let me go if I miss something. And verification, you can do a debug radius authentication. You can use this command, it will show you there as well. You know, if you go to switch, okay, and if you type debug radius authentication, if you enable this one, and when you reconnect, it will show you the decal there as well. So this command is very good for troubleshooting purpose as well. Let me show you, by the way. Let me reconnect. Okay, so if I go back and let me disconnect this one and re-authenticate. So if I re-authenticate, so radius log will show you. Here is, and here just look after this the username, and there should be decal as well. So in the user authenticate, so and a debug command, it will show you the decal as well. So let's see radius packet, and let me go up. Yeah, here is access. It should be with the name as well. So let me go up. It may be, yeah, method is .1x, and here is, it should be somewhere. It's written in this debug command as well. I just need to check. Let me go up. So this the method. Okay, it's a lot of messages, so let's go up and start from there. Okay, so it's start. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's just a minute. So okay, it's coming back. I need to copy and see. So, but as mentioned here, by the way, when it's try to log in, so these are interfaces, method detail, and it will mention the decal as well, downloadable ACL in this frame. Okay, so yeah, okay, now I'm here. Okay, it's more as well. Okay, here is, so test E1 is login, and this message authenticate, and .1x Ethernet port detail, and here should be the ACL detail. So let's go down, and there should be ACL detail as well. So you can use this. Normally we use this for troubleshooting purpose, but you can verify from here as well. This just to show you that you can use this command to verify, and also you can use them for troubleshooting purpose. I need to find out, by the way, it has to be there. Definitely these ACL detail has to be there when they are sending radius packet, okay, because they need to attach that ACL automatically. So let's go down. Okay, and now let's see. Okay, leave it anyway. It should be here somewhere. This like a decal detail. They will download and they will put them here. So these ACL detail will, you can use this command as well, and then you can use show authentication session interface. I already show you this command, show authentication session interface or in our case it's E0/2. So you can check here, it's data.1x, and this the authenticated detail, but better to type detail, then it can show you the ACL detail, which ACL they are using. So it is good to show from here, and then you can type show IP interface, and you can type the ACL name to check out. So we check this one, we also check this one. Okay, and we also verify from radius live logs, so it was attached, and then when we click on this detail, so it was mentioned there as well. So this is called a decal, and why we are using, and then we use in our policy for contractor differently, and for employees we use differently. Okay, and so that's the way how to create decal and test them.